Well, the vertical lining has more or less dried. Very, very slightly tacky, but I think it'll be okay. It doesn't transfer onto my fingers. If there's any doubt, just leave it longer to go off, but I'm trying to get the video finished, so I'm probably pushing on a little bit quicker than I would normally. So let's just reload the ruling pen, wipe off the excess. Let's just check that's working. Let's find a ruler, and now I'm going to attempt to do some of the horizontal lines. I'm just going to move this a bit closer to me. So I don't bash my head on the camera. Let's see how we get on. So what I'm doing now is I'm starting to do the lower horizontal lining. Again, sorry for lack of talking while I'm doing it. There's really not a lot I can say, other than just work your way slowly around it. So I'll turn off for the moment. So I've done the bottom line there, and I've noticed a mistake, so I'm going to try and fix it. See if I can zoom in a bit. You can see it a bit better. Right, so I've done the bottom line, but I've noticed there's a mistake on it, so I need to fix that. So you'll notice along there a little bit wonky. So again, I'm using the white spirit, the brush dipped in it. I'm just going to just use the brush to remove the stray bit like so. That's fine. I just need to do the other horizontals now. Well, that's the side with all the horizontal strips drawn in. I've just noticed a blemish on the vertical paint there. Not so what it is, but I think I'm going to leave it to dry rather than try and do anything about it at this particular point in time. It looks like a little dust or something has got into the paint, so I'll leave that as it stands, put it to one side so that the body can fully harden up. As before, here's the side in natural sunlight. You can see how the lining looks against the teak background. So a quick recap of what we've done so far. We've managed to fully line one of the sides. There was a mistake I made earlier when I said that you can leave the humble gloss 2 hours to dry. It actually took longer than that, nearer 4 hours, and although I only waited 2 hours for the demo, it really could do with more, so be warned. Now what I'm going to cover this time is the lining for the coach end. So here's a close-up of the coach end, and one of the problems is the fact that there is a curved piece of beading along the outside there which needs lining, and trying to do that just using the ruling pen would be very difficult. So a dodge that I have always used in the past is to produce a piece of styrene and just shape it and sand it until you get a curve that matches that of the end. So if I just pick it up, turn it over, the idea being you can then use that as a template when doing the lining, and we'll do that in just a minute. Now I've got a slightly strange camera angle here. The reason is it's actually very difficult to work. You can hold the rulers on to the end and line accordingly, however the whole body is sort of flopping around, and a far better arrangement is to actually sit down and just very, very carefully rest the end between your thighs, and then that will help steady it. So I don't intend to do all the videoing with the camera in that position, so I'll redo it. Before we get started, I've put a little bit of blue tack on the back of the template just to help hold it steady on the end, removing the tackiness. So let's see how we get on. Lining that outer curve. So lining the curve up with the beading. Just very carefully run the ruling pen for some strange reason it doesn't want to take. That was strange. What I've done is I've gone over to a fresh pot of Humbrol paint, stirred it very carefully, made sure the ruling pen is clean, and readjusted it, and touch wood, it seems to be okay. So I'll now attempt for about the third or fourth time to do these bits at the end. See, it's running again now. Still better it went wrong. I'll try and get that one that's right on the side of that downpipe. Difficult to get. Don't think I'm going to get the one beside that pipe there. So I think I might leave it and not even attempt it. So here it is done. Not an easy job compared to the sides. The sides were certainly a lot easier. I said actually that I'd show you something, what happens if you thin the paint. So now's probably a good chance to do that. Okay, let's take a ruler, and with the prepared piece of styrene, I'm just going to run the pen along using the neat Humbrol. You can see it's leaving a mark. What I'm now going to do is I'm going to take the paint I'm going to add some thinner to it. Getting the pen out. Let's see what happens if I attempt to rule it now. So there's the line I did a minute ago. Now this is the line using the thing to paint. It's actually flowing quite well, but you'll notice it's come out a lot thicker. So let's try thinning it down a bit. You can see it's sort of bleeding a little bit on the surface, so it's not giving a nice neat edge to the line. And you'll notice again that the width varies along the stroke.